Hello everyone, I'm Henri Hämäläinen from Eficode, Agile coach and product organization coach. I was about to go from the basics, what Agile means for me. For me, Agile isn't about like Scrum or Kanban or basically any framework as such, but it's all about discipline and learning. The key really is that you have the discipline, build up the things and then learn from those. So that brings agility and possibility to then react to whatever comes. And if we go a bit deeper on this, there's 6 things I want to mention on Agile. One is actually concentrating on doing as small things as you can so that those still are valuable. So kind of a small things versus big items. So always focus on having small enough items you complete. Then the second thing is that you should concentrate on having as little work as possible being done at the same time. So that brings again this possibility. You complete something, then your backlog is possible to be kind of restructured, reprioritized. So then that brings this agility. If you have tons of things going on at the same time, then it isn't that easy to then change the priorities overall. Then I mentioned already discipline, but I want to mention it again. So having this disciplined ways of working, especially on the analysis phase, making sure when you start the work, you actually have the discipline to sort out, for example, definition of ready is a good concept, to make sure that you really look through the things that you start, that you have all the information you can at that point in a small piece, and then you complete that one and then you learn from it. So disciplined ways of working in a team level, but also in an organizational level. Then the fourth thing is this discussed and defined items. So I want to highlight the discussed. So it's not possible to only define in a written format everything, and I think that's one big learning of this agile way of working. You always have so much more information shared when you have the discussion on whatever you are doing. So don't only allow these tickets without this kind of a discussion through with the ones who are actually needing it. And of course, if possible, also include your customers, include whomever is the end customer to the discussion as soon as possible. Then the fifth thing, frequent learning. Always think about how you can learn more. Because of I know in some cases you're building something that you cannot actually complete the whole thing in the beginning, and that's very, very normal. That's the way any larger products or services are built. But then the key is you should always have a learning goal. Even though you would have like a spike or whatever enabler you would be building right now, you should always have a very accurate learning target. Hey, this is what we want to learn, and then after you've learned, then you can again do the decisions and complete the next item and next learning, and then at the end you will be faster and more agile on building up the things. Then the final thing I want to still mention is that the good agile teams are really about teamwork, and agile organizations are really about teamwork rather than having these individual heroes who always come and save the situation. So if there's a lot of heroes there in the organization, you definitely are not agile. So that's my take on what really agile is. So Agile is about having the discipline to do things as we've agreed, and then always focus on learning. Thank you.